friends, I hope you're all having a wonderful day. Happy Saturday, for you anyways. When I'm uploading this, or today is currently Monday, but whenever I'm uploading this it will be Saturday. So I got these super cute library pockets, and these are by Felicity Jane. These were sent to me by Angela in our Secret Cupid swap video. So ever since I got them in the swap, I have been totally obsessed. I've kept them on my desk so that I can remember to do something with them, and I thought it would be super cute to embellish them, kind of like larger size embellishments. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. I pulled out a bunch of different Felicity Jane stuff that I have. A lot of this was sent to me by Angela as well, because she is just an angel and she sent me so much stuff. And then I just pulled some other stuff out of my stash. Now, there's probably no way that I'm going to use all of these things, but I just wanted to have a few different options that kind of match the cards. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be making today, and I hope that you guys will enjoy this video and get inspired for some larger size embellishments. Okay, so to start off, I did this a little bit different than how I would normally do in any sort of embellishment. So I laid them all out, and then I picked a few colors that I wanted to use. I also forgot that some of these have a pattern on the back, but that's okay because the ones that I picked were all solid colors. So instead of doing these individually and just starting to embellish, I kind of did them in a certain set, like kind of like an assembly line. So first I just picked out some papers that I wanted to use on each one, and then how I wanted the paper to look, and then off camera I just went and stitched on all of these. Now I did this kind of to save time in a way, just so that way I didn't have to keep getting up and stitching through whatever I wanted, wherever I wanted the stitching at. So just to kind of start as a base, I went ahead and stitched on all of them, and I felt like this worked really good, and I think I'll probably do this if I make these again or for future embellishments, just because it's nice to kind of do it all at once. And I was trying to be cautious of the fact that I was going to be stitching through these, so I was trying not to use too much double-sided tape, but I did have to use a little bit just to place everything down and keep it there while I stitched through it. So you're gonna see on one of these I did like ripped paper. On this one I did a banner, and I didn't want to waste a scrap piece, so I just put that piece behind it, so that way I had two banners. And I just kind of layered them on top of each other so that way it would provide some extra color. And then on the other one, you're going to see that I use a doily that I had from my stash, and I just put that on the side. I don't add any stitching on this except for whenever I come back and I add a little bit of trim to the top of it. I do trim on two of them. I was trying to be more like simplistic when I made these, because I think I want to incorporate these into some sort of flat mail, so I was trying not to get too chunky, which is very hard for me to do. Like, if you've seen my past videos, I love adding very chunky things. I like adding trims on certain things, so it was hard to kind of tone that back. I don't know if you guys agree, or like if you've ever been making something and having to be like really cautious about what you put on there because you don't want it to be chunky. So I kept looking back and seeing like, okay, what did I add on here? What kind of trim can I use that won't be too big? So you'll see I pick out two from my stash. And I feel like the trims that I did end up picking out were not super chunky. They were smaller, and they actually matched really well with what I would like, the look that I was trying to go for. So I was super happy for that. This one is from Target that you see now, the pink pom-pom, and then this other one is from Hobby Lobby. And it's kind of like, it's not a super bright white, it's kind of an off-white type of color. And it kind of reminds me of like the trims and lace patterns that Essie Ruth uses in a lot of her videos and stuff. If you guys don't watch her, she is so amazing and so soothing to watch. I just love watching her create because she uses such different things than I would normally reach for. Like all of these like really vintage patterns and like handkerchiefs she puts in her projects, and it's just really inspiring to watch. So that trim definitely reminded me of her. And the last one, I just added a little fabric tag, and this is from the Brie collection from Felicity Jane. I'm sorry that I didn't mention the names at the very beginning, but I'm using a combination of Brie and Megan, and I think the puffy hearts were from like the Alexis collection, I believe, but all of the colors are super similar. So if you were to pick up like any of those, you could probably match them with whatever you have already. So that's one thing that I really like about Felicity Jane, is that all of their colors are very, not muted, but they just work very well together. So as you can see, I stitched all of these off camera, and I did a different type of stitch on each one. And now I'm just going through and adding on some embellishments. So I really like this frame, and I liked how it looked with the yellow that kind of was already on the paper. So I wanted to tie this in somehow, but the frame was too large. So I put it behind the, I'm gonna keep calling these tags. I don't know why, but what are these? Library cards. I'm gonna keep calling them tags though, sorry guys. But I tried to put it behind the library card, but it wasn't working because it was just too big on that one side. So in order to make it fit, I just trimmed down the middle section and then put them together to where they would perfectly match up. And then to cover up the line in the middle where they meet, I just added this super cute die cut, which is I'm pretty sure this one is from the Brie collection, and I love the little girls that are in the die cut packs. I think they are so adorable, and it's not something that I always reach for in my projects, but seeing how cute they are in this collection, I need like 1,000 more. They're so adorable. So I just added her right on top. I did add a bunch of foam to the back of her just so that way, because the frame was really chunky, and I said I wasn't gonna make these chunky, but already I'm like breaking that rule. But yeah, I needed some foam tape so that way she would be flush with the frame, and everything would be like the same level, if that makes sense. So I added about 2 layers, and then I glued that down. I think this one actually turned out to be my favorite because I just love how cute that little girl on it is, and I love her hair and her dress. It's just so adorable. And I'm curious, like, if you guys have used this collection. I don't know, like, I really have not dug much into my Felicity Jane, but I am kind of obsessed now. Like, I feel like I need to make everything with Felicity Jane. And I was just wondering, like, if you guys have Felicity Jane, what are your favorite types of embellishments to use? Because as I was going through what I had, I was like, oh, I love this, and I just kept adding more and more. And I know that I said this was going to be more of like a simple project, but some of them did turn out a little bit more elaborate than I planned. But also, simple can mean different things depending on who you ask, and I'm the type of person where I just add so much stuff to everything. So while this might not look simple to you, it actually is kind of simple for me. In regards to like layering, I wasn't really worried about like layering all these pieces on top of each other. I was just kind of like, what will match? What will look good? So I feel like I did pretty good on this one. I think it turned out really cute. Like I said, it was definitely my favorite. Let me know which one you guys like the best after they're all done. I'm always curious to know, just because I like making things that you like, and I like knowing that, you know, each person might have a different style when it comes to crafting, and like you admire different things about it. So I am on to the next one now, and I was kind of debating because I wanted to use one of these tags, but it was covering up a lot of the doily, which I really liked the way that it kind of peeked through. But in the end, I just went ahead and went for it anyways, and I grabbed this checker print one, and I stitched through with some the flower embellishment on top of it. I just stitched that on, and then I also added a frame behind it, and this frame is from the Snow and Cocoa collection. I just have like all kinds of random stuff on my desk at this point, so it does feel good to use it up, but it's also like, why is this even out on my desk right now? You know, like, this is from Christmas and it's now past Valentine's Day, but hey, you know what, it's a reminder to use what I have. So I wanted to use this little a die cut that had a blank space on there, and I was wondering like what I could put on there to make it look less blank. So I had some phrase stickers that I pulled out, and I kind of liked the idea of tying in some black onto the project, but in the end I didn't like it because I felt like there was too much blank space. So I don't pull it off, but I do end up covering it up just a little bit, so you'll see what I do with that in just a second. But I'm also looking for a bow to add on there, so I look at the paper bows that I have on the side, and then I end up pulling out these bows from my stash that are from Angela. She made these as well. This video is sponsored by Angela, if you can't already tell, but she made some gorgeous fabric bows, and she sent me a pink one, yellow one, and like a dark red, and all of the colors somehow match the Felicity Jane collections like perfectly. I don't know if she planned that, if she did it on purpose, but it worked out great because I ended up using this yellow one on this tag, and I just thought it tied in so well. It matched like the floral die cut that I used, and it just added a good texture to it because sometimes whenever you have too much paper going on, it can just feel like very plain and not dimensional. So I like that it added a different texture, and I just added a few jemmies, and that was all for that one. So now I'm moving on to this one. This one was also really interesting. I feel like I tried something new, and I don't know what propelled me to try this. I think it was just because I have these like sunflower, they're like resin pieces, but they have a little backing on them that's kind of like a bead, so you can add them on as like a charm or something. And I actually did not know that whenever I bought them, so I was kind of struggling with how I was going to fit it on here. And you'll see, like, I try a few different things, and I end up tying some sewing thread, wrapping it around the card, and then putting the bead through it, so that way it can slide through the sewing thread, and it's kind of like a interactive piece. And I've seen Shara Crane do this, as well as Kate. She's Kitty Kate on Instagram and YouTube. I'm sure you guys know who she is. She's super inspirational, but I've seen both of them do this before, so I thought that I would try it. Theirs definitely looks better than mine, but keep in mind this is also my first attempt at doing this, and I thought it turned out pretty cute, and I like how you can move it around and it's still kind of dimensional in a way. So now I wanted to add another bow, so I was just looking through what I had, and I ended up going for this gold bow. And I found these at Tuesday Morning, and I'm not sure what brand they are. I'll have to link them below for you guys if you want to know what they are. You'll have to comment, and then I'll reply. I'll try to find the link, but they're super cute, and I like how they're kind of like the old Hobby Lobby bows that they don't sell anymore, but they're like a lot smaller, so they're good for small projects like this. So I just added on a few last minute pieces, these little jemmies, and then you'll see I'm looking for something else to add, but I was trying not to overdo it with this one, especially since I already had a lot going on. So this is how this one turned out, and I feel like it is really cute, and I love the little glitter on the sunflower. I feel like that adds an extra touch that's really cute. So now I am moving on to the very last one, and I definitely struggled with this one the most. I think it was because I put that banner on first. I couldn't really move it anywhere, like, because it was sewn in place. So I felt limited by the placement just a little bit. So it was hard for me to figure out where to put things. And also, at this point too, I didn't have that many die cuts left. I'm not sure how many die cuts come in the packages for Felicity Jane, but I felt like after I had used up like the girl and then some of like the floral pieces, there just wasn't that much left that I could use. So I was trying to like layer and get bigger pieces even though they were smaller, if that makes sense. So you'll see I'm like making a little cluster here using these small tags and like phrase stickers. So I do find this heart that I think looks cute, but I'm not sure how to tie it in. I do like that the black and white kind of like mirrors each other. So I end up adding some foam to it just because since I stapled the tag, it was kind of raised up, so it wasn't completely flat. So I just hot glued that one side of the heart, and then on the other side I put a piece of foam. And then last minute, I decide to look through my stash that's not Felicity Jane, and I find this heart, which is also from Angela. Yeah, she sent me like so much stuff, you guys. And then I also go through this. I don't remember if Angela sent me this. I know I have a lot of Felicity Jane tassels that I got on sale a few years ago. So I think this one I might have already had in my stash. But basically all I did was just add it onto a paper clip and then have the tassel dangle from the side because I like that it added a extra element of black and kind of tied everything together. And then I have this huge container of buttons, and I was trying to see if any of the colors would match or work with the color scheme that I already had going on. And I found this pink one, and then I thought it turned out super cute, but it was kind of getting like heavy on one side, if that makes sense. I felt like it wasn't symmetrical, so I decided to add another button next to the pink one. So you'll see I'm just looking through some of these blue ones until I find one that's the right size, and then I glue it down. And then I do stitch through that bottom piece the phrase that says beautiful. It originally said beautiful day, but I just cut it apart so that way it would fit on here. And then you can see that I stitched through it, and I was trying to get creative here. I have these alphabet stickers, and the whole time I was staring at them and I was like, these are so cute, I need to find a way to use these. So I think I let that get the best of me and like put them in a weird place because of that. So I tried to say hello beautiful, but it was just covering too much of the original words, so I ended up taking them off. which, I mean, I'm glad that I tried it because I learned that it didn't work. It didn't look right, but yeah, I'm glad I didn't go with it. But the last thing that I did was I just added this little bird wood veneer. I felt like that was the perfect touch that it needed. So these are the finished products, and I think that they turned out so cute. I'm so happy that I got the chance to use the Felicity Jane collections because I feel like it really helped pull me out of my comfort zone. And thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you got a little bit of inspiration on how to make your own library cards and embellish them. And make sure to subscribe as well as hit the little bell icon so that way you can get notifications every time that I post. I'm also going to be posting more pictures of these on my Instagram, so if you don't follow me over there, make sure to do that as well. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!